Hey, Bill O'Reilly here with a YouTube bonus. And what about this big bill? Now, I'm not going to do a policy thing tonight or today, whenever you're watching around the world. But I'm going to tell you what exactly is going on in Washington that affects you, the American citizen or the foreign national. Okay? Now, here's what the deal is. You pass a bill, and Trump signs it into law on July 4th. The bill essentially says we're keeping tax brackets the same. We've had it from 2017, Trump's first term. It's now 8 years later. We're extending them indefinitely. And then we have other things like no tax on tips, no tax for a certain amount of Social Security that we'll revisit in 3 years. But it's essentially a calm bill so that business knows what they have to pay, individuals know what they have to pay, and everybody can calm down. Now, the socialists don't like this at all. And they go, oh, this is a tax cut for the rich. That's a lie. There's no tax cut in the bill. None. Everybody stays the same. The top rate of taxation in income is 38%. Stays the same. Socialists want millionaires, whatever, to pay 60, 70%. So they say if we don't get that, it's a cut. Come on. All right? 40% of American homes do not pay any federal income tax at all. None. 40%. 60% of the workers and achievers handle the rest. Plus, in your state, most likely you have a state tax. California is the highest in the country. New York, where I am, 10%, just about. Oh, we got a little bit of a break in the big bill, but nothing substantial. So we're taxed a lot. Everything you do is taxed. Renew your license, get the environmental profile, whatever it is. You buy anything, it's taxed. Sales tax. Now, there are some low tax states like New Hampshire, and they have prospered by having low taxes. But across the board, America, every time you turn around, you're getting taxed. And they just come up with new ways to invoke more money, take your money. They want your money, they being Washington, D.C. And they waste a lot of it, you know that. That's what Doge was all about. But anyway, this bill, about 80% of the press, that's how much hates Donald Trump. They lied about the bill to the American people. They tried to scare and say, oh, you're getting screwed. The billionaires are getting a cut. It's such a big lie. And let me give you one soundbite. CNN, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and Dana Bash. Roll the tape.
I'm sure you've seen and heard a lot of the concern, including and especially from Republicans who are the most vocal in Congress, about the fact that those work requirements are going to be very cumbersome to actually prove, and it will inevitably force the people who need that Medicaid coverage off the rolls.
Well, first of all, the Republicans are not the most vocal on this. It is a group of Democrats who unfortunately seem to think that poor people are stupid. I don't think poor people are stupid. I think they have agency, and I think to have them register twice a year for these benefits, that is not a burden. But these people who want to infantilize the poor and those who need these Medicaid benefits are alarmist.
Yeah, but my impression of the Republican Party is that historically you've wanted to cut through the red tape and not create more red tape. But I do want to move on because
no. But we've also wanted to put in work requirements, which somehow that was very popular under Bill Clinton.
All right, so Bash is a liberal, CNN is a liberal network. They hate Trump. They want the progressives in power. And so her questioning is all about, oh, you're going to throw these poor people off the rolls. Babies won't have this. People will die, all of this. It's estimated 9 million people will lose Medicaid coverage in the next 10 years or so because they will not conform to the new rules. What are the new rules? A, 20 hours a week, you have to either look for a job or volunteer at a place that needs your services. Charity, a church, a hospital, whatever it may be. Okay? That's not onerous. I work 60 hours a week. You probably work tons of hours too. 20 hours a week to get a full health care, Medicaid profile, and you're not willing to do it? Out of here. 40 states, 40, have no requirements for Medicaid at all. That means that layabouts and alcoholics and drug addicts and everybody else can get free health care through the states and reimbursed by the feds for nothing because they don't want to work. They want to get high or they're lazy or whatever. I'm not paying for their health care. Am I a mean guy? No, I'm a fair guy. So that's all it is. You got to look for work. You don't want that. MSNBC, all the network. Oh, no, you throw these people off. What a bunch of garbage. I mean, any sane society would say, yeah, you got a responsibility. If you're going to take taxpayer money, then you got to give something back. Look around. And then twice a year, you got to inform the government how much money you got. That unreasonable? No, it isn't. Do you realize that there's 100 million Americans, probably more now, that are receiving welfare in this country? 100 million out of about 340 million, our total population. That's a welfare state. Means tested welfare, that's the health and the food stamps, that's up about 120% in 5 years. 120%, because people know they can game the system. And we have a $36 trillion debt. So the Trump administration goes, we got to, number one, stop this massive entitlement spending to some degree because we're creating a welfare state. A welfare state inevitably collapses because you don't have, if it's continual, free, but I'm not giving anything back. I just want stuff. That's what happened in Rome. Exactly what happened. Every civilization that has risen and then fallen has fallen because the citizens of that country or state, whatever it may be, refuse to contribute to it. Now, I'm not saying that everybody getting welfare is a layabout or lazy. I'm not saying that. Some people are desperate. Some people, are infirmed. There is a medical exemption in the bill. If you cannot look for work or volunteer because you are infirmed, you don't have to. You got to get the doctor to certify it. What more can you want? 100 million people getting mean tested welfare. And it's just going up and up and up and up. People figured it out. Hey, I want it. And then the final part of this thing is that the hospitals hate this, and so do the states. Because the states, here, listen to this con. Many states, North Carolina, charge 6% tax on all Medicaid that they pay for. So not only do they pay for the doctor bill, but they add 6%. And they get reimbursed by the feds for the 6. So the bill says, no, we're going to cap it at 3.5, which is still generous. States are making 3.5% on every Medicaid transaction. Pretty generous. What's the state doing? Okay, sending a check out. 6? They're gaming it. And the hospitals, well, we don't want this because we got 9 million people floating around now with no health insurance. And they're going to come to the emergency rooms for free care. Because remember, if you don't have health insurance, Every hospital has to take you in the emergency room to treat whatever you have by the law. But I said, oh, no. I kind of feel sorry for the hospitals a little bit there. But I know the states, 40 out of 50 are gaming the system. And I know these 9 million that won't look for work or whatever don't deserve a thing. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching this YouTube bonus. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.